Right now, I hope you have done up to the 9.1, how to copy and how to move worksheets. And thereafter, we'll see how this worksheet protection works. Right now, let's see. I'm going to use the same file, same worksheet here. Right now, if I want to protect this worksheet, let's say, well, let's see what are the options right now. You can see the protect worksheet option here. If I click on protect worksheet, right now, you can see you can set a password to unprotect the sheet, and then you have options. Right now, if you want to like now, there are something called select locked cells, select unlocked cells likewise. Right now, let's figure it out. What are the locked cells, right? Okay, then, okay, let's say here I'm going to select 3 or 4 cells that I'm going to highlight for you to clearly see, right? Right, okay. Now, right, I'm going to select these cells and I'm going to right click and then how can we lock? Or how can we define whether this cell is locked or this cell is not likewise? Then figure out and tell me quickly whether from where I can select now from the format cells or from where I can set particular cell is locked or not. Now you know that we need to do something to this cell right now. Right, when you right click, you don't get directly. So from sure you should see now. Okay, then you have to deal with this format cells. Right. If you click on format cells, right, there's nothing to do with number, alignment, font, border, fill. Yes, there is a protection. Right. Now, if you want, you can select whether these cells are locked or unlocked. Likewise, then you can select right now. Let's say I'm gonna remove these cells unlocked. Right now, click OK. Right now, let's see protect sheet. And I don't want to select lock cells. I only want to say select unlock cells. Right. I'm going to set the password as 123. Click OK. Again 123 to proceed. Right now you can see you can't click on anywhere except this. So you can type the numbers here. See? You can type the numbers, but only within these four only. Right. You can't click on anywhere on this worksheet, right? Because this is locked. Right. You can see either you need to unprotect it or you can't do any changes to this. Right. You can only do whatever the changes you want to here in these as well. You can type, you can select these cells because we have defined select unlock cells. Right now, if you want to allow to select lock cells as well, you have to select this select lock cells 123 and set the password 123, right? But now you can select the cells, but you cannot type. Then when you try to type, you will get a message saying the cell or chart you are trying to change is on a protect sheet. To make a change, unprotect the sheet. Right? You can't do changes here, but you can only type here because these are the unlocked cells, right? You can select these, but you can't do any changes, right? Try out that, how you can unlock cells, how you can protect your worksheet. Likewise, then if you want to protect the workbook, how can you protect the workbook? A good question. How can you protect the workbook, right? Then from under info, you have protect workbook, right? Now, there it says one or more sheets in the workbook has been locked to prevent unwanted changes because we have just done it. So if you want to protect your workbook, again, you can encrypt with the password, right? Then you can do whatever you want. Like we have discussed in the word, right? You can encrypt this with the password. If you encrypt this with the password, then this file get password protected. So if you want to open it, then you need to type the password. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to open. Right. Try out. Are you done with this? Shall we proceed? Are you okay with this?
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain it again,
Yes, right, good. Now, in order to
sir?
if you want to protect your worksheet, you have to first define which cells are locked, which cells are unlocked likewise. Now, for an example, let's say now you have an equation right now. Let me unprotect it first of all. Right, let me tell you the equation right now. Okay. Let's say you have something called price and quantity, and then you do some calculations and you get the total, right? And this is your, let's say, some of one of your equation, right? But you only want user to enter these two inputs right now. Other inputs like you don't want user to tamper with this, how you calculate the total or the whatever the value. So you write the equation here. This value multiplied by the quantity. Likewise, you have mentioned right now. Let's say, okay, now, right now, you want to make sure user should be able to type only on here, not to type on anything, not to change anything on this document. So you can select these two and you can select format cells, right? Unlocked. Right now, previously somewhere here also we have defined, let me check whether locked, right? Okay. Now we have make sure these two cells are unlocked, right? Format cells, then you can see we have removed the tick, then unlocked. Then right now we're gonna protect the worksheet. All right. Now if you say select only unlock cells, then user will not be able to touch even. Right now, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right now, you can see here, you cannot touch anywhere. The end use of this one will only be able to type the price and the quantity. Right now, previously these two cells like we have set it as like These two cells, these four cells, I guess. Okay, these four cells we have set as unlocked, so that's why you can select this. Right. Other than that, this won't work. Right now, let me quickly enable this. We have set this calculate options as manual. That's fine. Here it won't work. Let me show you quickly. All right, these four cells we have unlocked previously. So, right. Okay. Now, if you protect this, all right, now user will be only able to type here these two. Let's say 250 and 100. Likewise, then these calculations will happen automatically, but user cannot change anything else. Therefore, you don't have to worry about any alterations done to your Excel sheet because the end user will be only able to just type on these. Therefore, the other changes cannot do. Even they are not allowed to change these. You have disable everything. If you want to allow them to format cells. Right now, when you're protecting sheet, you can say insert rows, insert columns, likewise. Then these are the options you can allow for those users right now. But if you only allow, even if you type select unlock cells, also if you remove this, then user will not be able to type select as well. See here, this is unlock cell right now. But you cannot type right now, see? You cannot select the unlock cells even because right now you have selected, you cannot select the unlock cells. Likewise, you can work it out. Right. Hope you have done with this. Or any questions you can ask quickly. Right now, these are the basics of the Excel right now. If you are working with the very large set of values like this, right now, here you need to figure it out right now. Here, this is the left corner where it is not visible. This is the right side, and then the number of values at the bottom here, it goes up to this point. So you cannot see, right? If you try to move somewhere, if you try to see some values, then other values are missing. Sometimes the headings are missing. So in such situation, right, what you have to do is if you have, let's say, this the top this row, we have headings or something like that. Then how you can do this right now under the view you have freeze pane. Right now you can click on freeze pane and you can select freeze, keep rows and columns visible while the rest of the worksheet scroll based on the current selection. You can click on this. Right now you can see here right now, but the problem is right now we have selected this, but that's not what we really want. So let's unfreeze it first. Right now, I wanted to freeze from here, right? So let's say I'm going to select this and select freeze pane. Right now you can see the above rows right now freezed. Right now these are won't changing and this column also won't change. Right now even I scroll, now those are fixed, right? The top row also fixed, see? Likewise, you can freeze pane. Right. There are a few options. Freeze top row. If you select the freeze top row, the very first row get freezed. Freeze first column, only the first column A get freezed. Or if you select anywhere, if you select here, and if you select freeze pane from here, then you can see the above from this cell above get freezed. Any location you can select. If you select from here, and if you select freeze pane, let's say 100, Right now, if you select freeze pane, right, you can see here above that get freeze right now. Likewise, you can change. Right now, this is how when you have to work with, you can freeze the any row or column, right? Especially when you have the column titles, right? If you are dealing with some set of values, if you can't remember what this column is for, then if you really want to see the column title, you can simply use freeze frame to do that. Okay, try out quickly. And try to do the other one as well. Now we have discussed about how you split the screen using freeze frame, right? Now try out that like now if you want to select all the text, if you want to select all the text, how can you do that? Right now, how can you select all the text? Right now, if you want to select all these values by pressing Control A, you will be able to select all, right? But what if you have a space, if you have a break here right now, let's say, now now you are here, and if you press Control A, if you press Control A from here or somewhere here, then you will be able to select only this set of selection. Right now, I wanted to select the rest as well. Then how would you do that? If you press again Control A, then it goes to the entire sheet. Then I don't want to let that happen. I need only how can we select using the keyboard? Like, if we have the mouse, we can select like this, no? Right. But it takes some time, right? But who knows? If we have many values, like using the mouse also will not be possible for us to do it because if there are set of values. So how can you select from the keyboard? Think here this option is there selecting range with keys. Then try out 11, 12, 13, read and do. Copy paste, cut paste, special options, and I want you to try out up to point 15 quickly by yourself and ask questions. Any options? Hello? Right now, in that situation, right, you can use the control and shift, right? Now, if you want to select multiple cells, right now you press the control key now. When you want to select multiple cell values. Right. If you want to select now this particular situation, we can select control A only this name. If you press again, it goes to the entire thing. So press control A and press and hold control shift and using the up arrow key, go up. Then you will be able to select. And then left arrow key, likewise. Right. If you are here somewhere, let's say, now if you press Control A, you will be able to select only this particular set. Then if you want to select the rightmost part as well, Control Shift right arrow key, and then again right arrow key. Then it will select the entire thing. See? Right now, if you want to select the further down, then Control Shift pressing while pressing Control Shift, press the down arrow key. Right now you can able to select up to this point. Now you want to select this level as well. Again, Control Shift down arrow key. Now you will be able to select all the way to the down. See, that is how you select by the keys. Right now, any other options? Tell me quickly. Right now, if you want to deal with this level of values, how can you do that? If you want to do it with the mouse, let's say there are thousands of values, rows are available. Okay. So scrolling down is not a solution like this. Right. I have scrolled down for you to see how whether all are selected now. So how can you do that now? Right now, how can I select? How can I select? Right, somewhere you can select, okay, let's say here, you can select split. Right now it gets splitted into 4 parts. Right now, this is the topmost one, right? And from here, I'm gonna scroll to the right. Now this is the rightmost one. From this one, right now, I'm going to the down this set and I'm gonna select the leftmost bottom. Right now here, this shows me the bottom one, right? And this is it. Right now, can I select like this? No, right. I can't use the mouse for such situation, right? Then how can you do that? Right. Even the same thing is visible. Okay, I forgot to tell you. Right now, the same thing is visible. Why I'm saying that? Right now, you can see all these are showing you the same value. If I change, you can see if I select a cell, all four shows the same, right? If I change this into 100, you can see everywhere it gets changed because now we are looking at the exactly one document, right? We are looking at only one. So, right, that's why here. Right now, in one document, 4 places we are looking at. Right now, okay, then we are done with this now. Right now, how can you select? How can I select now up to this point? Right now, that's my problem. Tell me, how can I select? I can't drag my mouse because it changes. Then how can I select? From the keyboard, how can I select these 4 corners? Right now, I want to select these 4 corners and get all the values. Right then, how can I do that? How can I do that? Think, try out and tell me quickly. If you want, you can go to this side and then read. Then you have how you select from these other combinations and how you select by splitting the screen, right? Then see how you can do it. Read and tell me how can you do that. Right? Tell me how to do that quickly. Tell me how can you do that? Who is asking the Zoom link now? I don't know why the same link works, no? Oh,
Sir,
yeah.
yeah, I read the section 12 and try to do it, but so is there any mistake or something? Mm, it makes mess in my Excel sheet. So can you
Right.
uh
Okay.
check?
Now, if you press the control key and do it, you can't do it now because control key is used to. Okay, let me share. It's recording, but yeah. Uh, when you click on the control key and if you select multiple cells, like you can select only those particular cells. Now we are in a problem where we have to select the range of cells now. Therefore, now here we have managed to get the all four corners of the range now. Right now, here, go to the top left corner, press the shift. While pressing the shift, you can select this. And then the other corner, you'll be able to select all. See, you'll be able to delete. Even then, you can select all like that way. Is that clear? Very easy. Now it's simply mentioned there. Where here? Split the screen horizontally and vertically. To do this, select any cell, the data range, click the split button on the view ribbon, then the bottom right pane, press Control down arrow and then Control light arrow to zoom to the bottom. Right now, if you want to go from here to the top down, the furthest or the bottom level, Control down, you can go there. If you want to go to the rightmost one, Control right, you can go there. If you want to go to the down, Control down. Likewise, you can here, if you are here and if you want to go to the up, the first row, Control up and Control right. Likewise, you can move, right? Even you don't have to move the mouse right now because it takes, you have multiple values. So therefore, wherever you are, you just select the split right now in this range. You just select split, select one portion. Now you need to go to the top left. So Control up, Control left. And go to the second portion, Control up, Control right. Then we have the top left and right corners. Right now from here, Control down, Control left. Right now, bottom left corner, Control down, Control right. Then you have the see the bottom right corner. Right now, it's matter of now we have the set of values. Right now, we have to select, press and hold the Shift key. Select this, you'll be able to set all. Right, select somewhere and then press and hold the Shift and click on the other corner. Just a matter of like 2 clicks, you'll be able to select one point and go to the other point, press and hold Shift, click. You'll be able to get things selected. Try out quickly. Okay, everything here is written.
Thank you,
Right.
sir.
Okay. Try out quickly. Right now, this is where when you deal with multiple set of values. Right now, now my concern is right now, we are learning very basics here. No? Select this set, press and hold Control, select this, press and hold Control, and then you'll be able to select it. Otherwise, how can you do that? If it is large sets that you can't do it using your mouse. How can you do that? Right now, click the top left corner, this cell, this is K3. Press and hold Shift key, press this one, L5. The entire area selected. Press and hold the Control key and press N3. Again, press Shift key along with the Shift key, click on this. Now this area also selected. Select this cell while holding the Control key. Again, release the control and go to Shift key. Do this. Right now, this is how you select the right. Right. Okay, done. Right, then copy paste, cut paste. Right now, these are already but I want you to quickly try out these exercises. Right now, delete these values here, and like now we have these. No, just delete these values and then delete these values. Right, and try out these quickly. Whatever it's asked you to do, quickly do it. And try out how you copy down the equations, and then likewise. I will give you 2 minutes for that. Right now, quickly try out this. Right now, what are these right now? Right now, when you have to, here we have what it asks you to do. Try to, okay, first one is what here. Now it says what, Right, that control C for copy, control V for paste, that we know already. And dotted lines around it, not the press control C, right? That's nothing to do with here, right? Right now, you know that if you want to make an equation here, right now, okay, tell me that I have showed you right now, let's say, I want to write an equation like now, I want to calculate these values at once. How can I do that? Right now, we have to either do it equal this multiplied by this and press enter and then drag this, no? Right, rather dragging this, how can I do it? How can I do that? Tell me quickly. We can select the entire set and then type whatever the equation you want to do. Let's say multiplication and press Control and Enter. Right now you can copy this everything. Then you have to type the Control Enter. Right now, okay, this one is there, Control Enter. And if you want to copy the same value to all these cells, same value for all these cells, press Control C and select all, press Control V. You will be able to paste into all the values right now. But if you only want to take the value, you want to take the value only. Right now here you just copy, but now I don't want to get this red color shading or whatever the formatting that we have done here. Right now, I want to just get the value here. Then how can I do that?
The copy that and value pasting, there is option in value paste, right?
Sorry, what did you say? How can I make sure like applicable to all these cells? How can I do that? You can just select. Right now we have copied this and then select all the cells and thereafter right click and then select paste special values only. Right, then we'll be able to get the values only. Right? Okay, that is how you copy one value to the multiple. Right now, otherwise now here what it says. Right now it says what here if you want to enter the value here in the same value here, like select all, type 2000, whatever you want, and press Control Enter. That also will copy the same value for all the cells. Right now, that is how you do that. Select all and type the value, whatever you want, and rather entering just the enter key, right? Type the value, make sure first select all, and type the value you want, press Control and Enter. Control Enter. Right now, you will be able to copy the same value as well. Right. Then dragging and dropping, you know that. Right now, you know this already, right, how you drag it. Otherwise, if you have a sequence of values, just double click on this, right, and then you'll be able to autofill this right now by clicking on this icon. Right now when you move your mouse, you can see it changes, then double click on it. then you can copy down the formula. Right. Now, by double clicking on the autofill handle also, you could try out that. Right. Now, then we have the paste special options. Right now, you can try out at home. Right now, what are the options? But now here there are something that I want to figure it out. Right now, what is this? Okay, now there is a formula, right? Now there is a formula now. Now this is a value calculated by multiplying this into this right now. But if I copy this and if I paste it somewhere, it gives me 0. Can someone tell me why it gives me 0? I have done an equation. This k into L is equals to this cell. Right, then I have copied this cell into here. But now it shows me 0. Can someone tell me why or what is the reason behind that?
So, in that cell, there is a formula.
Yeah.
So you added here that select other cells and get that value. When you
Mm.
paste it there, so there is an so how I can say,
Yes, because of
yeah,
the relative referencing. Right
yeah,
now, what is
yeah,
it?
yes,
Now you
sir.
can see here. Right now, this shows me O67 into P67. Right, there is no such values in these. Right, if you have values, then that would calculate. But when you just copy, right, what you are copying? You are copying entire formula here. Therefore, if you just Control C and Control V, you are copying the formula. Right now, I want to copy these values. Let's say now this set of values, right? I want to select Control Shift down. Okay, I have selected this Control C. I have copied. Right, when I copy, you can see this border shows, right? Dash line shows the area that I have copied. Now I want to select it here. I want paste it here. Then how could I paste? How could I paste? I want to get the values, not the formula. I want to get the values. So I can right click and then select. If I paste normally, then it copy the formula. If I paste values, then you can see it pastes the values. Right now it's the formula. Then other options are not required. So here, right now we are talking about the values that you want to copy. Either you can select this one or you can select paste link. If you select paste link, right? Now what happens right now if any changes happen to this? Let's say this 200 changes to 500. Right now previous it was 26,400. Whenever this changes, this value also changes. Right now you can see here you are pasting a link even if this changes to 900. Right, 47,000 changes to 171,000. Right now, this changes like this. So, this is how it changes. Right now, um, this is how you do it. How you can try out. Now, right click, select. Sorry, first select this, Control C, and then there right click, and then select either values. If you just want the values, you can select the values here. Or here you can right click select the links. Right, you can select the links. Now see the difference. If this changes, now these values won't change. Values are just a copy of the cell values at that moment. Then thereafter it won't change. But here you have a link. Now what you have done, you have equal to whatever the cell. Then whatever the changes happens to this particular cell, changes happens to here as well. Okay, try out this as well quickly. Right now you need to multiply all these cells with this number. Let's say this number is a constant number that I want to multiply and divide by right now. Right now, how can I do that now? Right now, we need to multiply each value by this number and change display here. How can I do that? Did you try out? We have, but like now I want to copy this. What do you need to copy? Whether you want to copy this? We don't know. Let's try out. Now what do you have to do? Paste special. And then you can see these are the options we have. Then I'm going to get the paste special options. Right now you can see operation, multiply, and then click OK. Then what happens now? From which we going to multiply? Right, then how can I do that? Right now I want to multiply each value by this and then calculate it. How can I do that? You have to type this cell, whatever the value, and then take a copy of it. Okay. And then we can select these, and then you can select paste special, multiply, click OK. Now you can see the values got multiplied. Right, if you want to see the values, like if you have 100, easier, select 100, and then select the cells, right click, paste special. You can say multiply, click OK. Then you will see it get multiplied by this. If you want again, select copy, select the range, right click, paste special. If you want divide, then you can get the previous value. And like we had some zeros, right? Then if you want to ignore the empty cells, then again Control C, select, right click, paste special, and skip blanks, and then multiply, click OK. And then still it gives me 0, right? Then what does this skip blanks? We'll figure it out. Okay, try out, and then you can do the same for the division as well. Paste special. Right. Try out that. And then the transpose of this one as well. Um, Finish? Right. Now, other thing is, right, if you want to copy this set of values, now this is in a column, right, into a row, you can just Control C, copy, let's say from here, you can right click, paste special. Right now, if you want, you can get this one directly transpose, right? Now, when you click transpose, those values get copied as it is right now. If you want to skip the blanks, now this is where the skip the blank works, right? Now you can select transpose, skip the blanks, right? Click OK. Right now, skip the blanks are not working. That has to work. Why not? This special, skip blanks, transpose. Okay, let me check why the skip blanks is not working. We don't have values. It allows us to copy, no? Is it get cancelling out? Skip, transform both the neighbors. Right now, this is a very good problem. Now, when we want to copy these values without the blank values, right now, let's come up with something else, right? Remind me how to do this with formulas, and then we will see. Okay, when do we can use this? Okay, let's see. Skip blank. We'll try out price and item. Let's say we have item A. Likewise, we have few items, and then we have item 1. Then we can increase the number of years. Item 10, okay. We have some values 1.5, 2, 3.5, 4.45, 5. Okay, 6.5, empty, 5 empty. Okay, this one also, these two empty, right. And new price, let's say here we have, okay, we have all the values, let's say, now these are the previous values, 25, 52, 12, 4, and 9, 4, right, 8, 7, right. Now I'm going to copy these values, right? I'm going to update the price right now. Let's say here, this is somewhere I need to update the prices here. So I'm going to copy this. I want to paste it here. So if I select now, skip blank and paste, right? Now let's see what's going to happen. Now you can see the values change right now. Previously, this was the order. For our reference, let me copy and paste it here, right? Original. Right now, let's see. Now I wanted to have some blank values, right? Now, okay, now here we have values, no? Here we have blanks. I'm going to copy this now and I'm going to paste it to here. Right now, if there are no values that I want to, right now, if I copy paste this as it is, Control C, Control V, you can see as it is, it get copied. Right now, the previous values get replaced by the new values. I don't want to do that. I really want to update it. If there's a change, now for an example, the prices would be the same. If there is no change, right, it won't indicate here, let's say, in a situation where you don't have any values, if there is no change, only the new value, the price changes are defined here. Right, then updated prices are here, but if the same price is same as previous, empty. So now, if you want to copy these, you can copy and right click, select paste special, and then you can select skip blanks and click OK. Right now you can see the previous values existing. For the empty places, the previous values are existing. Only the updated values get updated here in this column. Right now, that is the use of paste special. Because when you come to the paste special options here, in Microsoft, even though it allows us to select both, here this won't work both. Right now, only one can work. Right now, only one can work. Therefore, you can't select both skip blanks and transpose together because it won't work. Right. Remember that is a limitation of the Excel as well. All right. Okay, and that is about special pasting and transposing a range that we have done already. Okay, quickly try out these right now. If you want to transpose this right now, if you want to transpose these, how can, right then, no, fill no table. Right now, this is the table, let's say we have. If you want to transpose, you can select copy and you can select, let's say here, right click, and then you can select transpose. Right now, you can see previously north, west, east total are in the rows. Now it's in the columns. Jan, Feb, March is in the rows, which were in the columns right now. What are the values in rows? Switch to columns, and what are the values in columns? Switch to rows. Likewise, we have transpose. Right now, this is how we do it. And then here, the same thing. How could you do it using transpose function? You can try out, and you can simply copy this, copy, and then you can select paste special if you want. You can select that what you want to do is transpose, then transpose. Right now, if you want only the values, you can select values and select transpose. Then you can see only the values get transposed, no these formulas. Right, if you want to get the formulas also transposed, right now, whatever the formats, right, you can select paste special, you can select our formats, right? And then if you want all, you can use that, right? And then you can see the options that you can have. You can select transpose. This is how you can try out. Okay, try out quickly. Now we are going quickly into relative and absolute addresses. right? Quickly go through these right now. Right clicking options that you know. Right now, when you right click on image, what happens, and then that you will get context sensitive menus like in the Word that we have already discussed, and the cell borders. These we have already done. Just quickly try out these options. How you can do these right now. Quickly try out. This is what I want to create in your worksheet. I'll give you 2 minutes time for you to create these. Create these options quickly. If you have finished, send me a screenshot of your borders you have created via Zoom chat quickly. Does this take this much time? Have you finished now? Orders. I did not receive any. Quickly send me. Otherwise, I'm gonna skip this part and go. What do you want me to do? See the okay, now only you have sent. Right now, this has been recorded all the time. Right. Okay, then shapes and pictures that I'm not gonna do because you have already done this. Right, then manipulating rows and columns. Okay, quickly try out this, what you have to do. These exercises right now. Quickly complete this 20, worksheet 20 quickly. When it comes to sorting right now, if you want to sort in multiple orders right now, for an example, here you have females, right, with the state Illinois, and let's say with the children or the salary, if you want to sort, multiple sorting options that if you want to do, you can select this and then you can select custom sort. Then you can add the custom sorts. First, you can select my data has headers, yes, right? Then if you want to sort by, let's say the age first, if you want to sort by the age first, age smallest to largest, and then you can sort by the gender, right now, then gender, male to female, first males, then female A to Z, or Z to A, right? If it is male first, then Z to A, right? And then click OK. And if you want to then sort by the state, you can add level, then you can say add sort by state, A to Z, and again, then sort by the salary. Salary largest to smallest. Likewise, you can say, right? Then you click OK. Then you can say first, it gets sorted according to the age, smallest to largest, then female, male. Thereafter, right, you can see by the state and the salary, right? Likewise, you can sort. Right now, you can see it gets sorted according to the, you can see the custom sorting order, age, gender, state, salary. Likewise, you have. Right, you can change the orders that you want. Like if you just delete these levels right now, let's say, if you want to sort by, here you can select smallest to largest. If you sort right now, what happens now? Then you can see here, smallest to largest, by number, it got sorted by number. Then largest to smallest, see, by the number, it gets sorted, right? Therefore, if you want to sort by specific column, right, not the first column, you have to always go to custom sort. Under the custom sort, select the column that you want to sort. If it is the salary, select salaries, largest to smallest, click OK. Then you can see the salary get sorted according to the largest to smallest. And then if you want to change by the gender, then you can add level, sort by gender, then you can sort, right? Likewise, then you can change by the age. Likewise, as the way you want, you can have the custom sorting options that you can set, right? And if you want to sort by custom order, right? Now, let's say here, this is this set I want to sort by custom list, right? Now, then if you want to sort this by custom list, then again you can select sort by then the time or the day and not by A to Z. That is a custom list. If you want, you can come up with your own list. Otherwise, you can select the order you want. Right? There are defined orders, Sunday, Monday, likewise. Then I'm going to select that. Then if you sort this according to that, it gets sorted accordingly. Right. Try out these as well quickly. and then we will go into 24. Get east right now. Print right now. The area we want to print. So let's say we have this is there and some information there. Likewise, now I want to print. Then if I go to print, you can see let's say now I want to print it in A4 sheet. Right now, this is how this get shrinked right now. Then if I no scaling, if you just remove the no scaling option, like now this is how it's gonna get printed. So we don't know which page get printed in which site, likewise, no clue, right? So how we get to know? By looking at this, which area is the which now this is in which part, whether it's in page 1 or page 2 or likewise, how we able to get to know? First, you can decide the area. Let's say this is the area that you want to print. If you want, you can go to page layout and you can set the print area. Right now, once you set the print area, right now we can set the size of the document. Like now this is A4, right? Now we want to see how it is right now broken like into pages, like how to see, like what is this? Who's this? Okay, first of all, let me remove this. And annotate slide control participants. Right. Okay. Now, I want to see how it will be looks like right now. So if I go to view and if I see the grid lines also, right now this is done now. Right now, this is the normal view. Right now, let's select page break preview. Right now, this is the page break preview. Now you will see this is how it's gonna go. Right now, this one is in this page. Likewise, then if you want, you can adjust it accordingly. Right now, which page you want to print. Likewise, you can adjust it like so. Using the page break preview, you can select, you can see how it's going to get printed. Right now, you can see since we have selected this area, now this column also get printed. Now, if you don't need this column from here also, you can delete that. Right now, then you won't go for another page. Right now, we will have only page 6 pages. Right now, in the page layout view also, you can see like same in the Word. If you want, you can have the headers, footers, and everything, right? And if you want custom view, then you can define which pages you want to see. Likewise, you can define the custom views as well, right? Now, if it is a normal view, this is how it looks like now, right? Then if it is the page break preview, this is how you see it. Right now, from those you could change from here as well. This is the normal view, and this is the page layout view. This is the page break preview. Likewise, you can change accordingly that the way you want. Right now here. Thereafter, if you want to print out, then you can go for print. Then you will see how it gonna looks like. Right now, if you want to put all this in one, then you can select fit sheet to one page. and then you can see the everything get into a one page. Likewise, you can fit into a one page, or you can right now you can set fit all columns into one page, fit all rows into one page. Likewise, you can go. The other options are there. One side, both sides. Likewise, you can see, you can set the margins, and likewise, you can do the changes as the way you want. Right. Basically, if you want to see how it looks like, right now, you can look at by page break preview or page layout. Likewise, you can see. Right. Now, this is how you're going to do the printing and other stuff. Any questions you can ask. Right. Now, we have relative and absolute referencing. Right. Now, I want you to calculate the total cost. The total cost is calculated by, here, the total cost is equal to how? Number of units produced, quantity multiplied by variable cost plus fixed cost, right? Quantity multiplied by variable cost plus fixed cost. Then your total cost equals 224 into 2 plus 50, right? And thereafter, here you need to calculate units sold right now is 50 for each price. Like what is the revenue in this table, right? Now, this is the unit sold. These are the units sold quantity, and these are the prices. Then you need to calculate. Okay, quickly do it. Now, remember what we have done end of the last week. Now, the reason behind this is the absolute reference, because we use the relative referencing here. When I drag based on this cell, the values also get adjusted automatically. Right now, by here, if you show the formula, you will see that here, right now you can see here, this is L34 into L31 plus L30, this M34 into M30 plus M31 plus M30. N34, O34, likewise, the cell addresses has been changed. Because I have dragged to the right, only the column address has changed, column letter has changed. But actually, I just want to change this month, the units produced per each month, not the variable cost or the fixed cost. Therefore, here I need to make sure that L34 is this. L34, remaining L31 has to be fixed. Therefore, I'm going to press F4 on this, then make it absolute referencing. And the fixed cost also absolute. And then I can press enter. Now, if I drag this now you can see only the first cell value has changed. L34, M34, N34, O34, the rest remains the same. So now you can see the values has generated accordingly. Right. Now see the values has generated accordingly. Right. So this is how you do this. Now I want you to calculate this. Right now, we have to think wisely now. What you have to think? When I copy the formula, and if I drag this for this side, okay, then this column values has to change. If I drag down only the row numbers has to change. Okay, think wisely and then do this and send me a screenshot. I don't want you to do one by one. You have to write the equation only here and then copy formula like this, right? For the entire thing. But when you do so, right now, you have to write once and then drag and copy the formula for the rest of the cells. But make sure you write once, right? You have to write only one time, right? Then the value should be like this. You should have the values like this format. Okay, quickly generate and then tell me how to do this. Right now, what I want to do right now, let's see, I want to calculate this by this, right? I want to calculate this by this. Right. And then when I drag to this side, what should change? Tell me now, quickly, everyone. Now if I drag this to the right side, what should change and what should not change? What should not change?
3.25.
Sorry?
Unit
3.2.
price.
Yes. That is L41 should not change, right? Yes, L41 should not change. Or M40 should not change. What? Tell me. Which one should not change? M40 or L41?
L. Unit price.
Price. Price should not change. Price address is, cell address is L. This is L41. Okay, the price should not change. Okay, then I know that putting dollar signs, I can fix that changing the column letter and changing the row number. I can fix. Right now, done. Then I can copy down this formula. Right now, let's say now each time you can see these are the two cells that has been multiplied. Right, fine, perfect. But now I'm going to drag down. I'm going to drag down. Right now, okay, let's drag together all at once. Easier. Right now, what has happened? Right now, this time what is happening? Now this cell multiplied by itself, right? 43. Here right now with this, then that is not what I want to do. Now this and this multiplied and gave this answer. No, I need to multiply what? Here, if it is this, I want to multiply this 4.25 by 50. These two are the ones that I need to multiply, but now that won't happen. Therefore, there's something wrong in this equation. Now, how to fix it? Now, if I drag down, what should change and what should not change? If I drag down, if I drag
The
down,
unit price should change, but the units shouldn't
so
change.
yes, unit price should change, but not the unit sold. Right, right. Then, if I unit sold should not change, then I can put dollar sign in front of both. My goodness, now what happens? Now, if I drag this to this side, oh, this right now, you can see everywhere the same value. See? Oh, that's not the one I want. I don't need the same value right now. What has happened? Every cell containing the multiplication or the product of this cell and this. That is not what I want. So how can I correct it now? I need to allow when I drag to right side, I want to change this into M40, N40, O40, P40, likewise, I need to allow change. Therefore, M value has to change. Therefore, I'm going to release the dollar sign in front of the M40 cell. Right now, that is allowed to change. When I drag down, it has to change what? When I drag down, what has to change? Now, this one is the L41 from L41, L42, L43 likewise. But L should not change. Only the 41, 42 should change. Therefore, I'm going to remove the dollar sign from in front of 41. Right now, if I drag this now, copy the formula like this. Now you can see here M40, L41, N40, L41. Right now, these are the like highlighted cells you can see. Right now, if you want to see how you want how it gets, right now you can put the select a cell and then you can select the trace the precedence. Right now, then you can see how these values has calculated. Right now, see. Let me remove the arrows. Right now, you can see this is calculated by these two. This is calculated by these two. Likewise, this is how you calculate. Right now, remove the formula. Now you can see the values get changed accordingly. Right now, is this clear? If it is not, let me know. Then I can tell you again how we did that. Try out quickly. And those who have done already, we have already discussed this calculate options, auto sum button. I want you to go through these calculate options and the auto sum buttons, right? Quickly go through these two and calculate options we have done. And thereafter range names. That is also very important. And then auditing formulas that we need to do before we go into functions. Right. Quickly go through these three and see if you have questions, please ask. Right now, what is this automatic accept data sheets, right? Why do we really need to disable the calculate options right now? Assume that you have an Excel workbook with contain many calculations or which refers to many data tables from other workbooks or many other workbooks or many worksheets, so on. Therefore, if you change at one place like now, then that calculation has to happen on many other places, right? So if you don't want to let other calculations to happen in other places, right, when you do the change at one place, you can say manual. And then you can do the editing do the editing on your document, and later on you can select calculate now. Or even if you don't want to calculate on the entire workbook, if you want to say calculate only here, then you can select on this sheet, you can select calculate sheet. So likewise, you can change the way the calculation happens, because if you have linked into many pages, many workbooks, even some calculations may refer the data from any other workbook. So if you don't want to process so those calculations, then you can select calculate options as manual, and thereafter whenever you want you can trigger the calculation. That is the of these are the options you have in order to define or control the way the calculations are happening in your Excel sheet. Right. So if you have only very few calculations, then there's no point of changing this. Only if you have a very large set of calculations which refer into some other pages, likewise, then you better change this into manual and do the changes right now. Otherwise, now for an example, here, if we make it manual, right? And then now, if I have changed this into 500, now this calculation won't happen, right? Now, if now this has to change right now, this is into also 1000. Right now, this row has, this one set has to change, no? Right. So now if I'm in this sheet and if I select calculate sheet, now you can see this won't change, right? But if I'm here and if I say calculate now if you go there, you can see that calculations has happened. Right. Now this is what I said. All right, now this is how you can control the way you want to let the calculations happen. Right. Now there's something called like under editing formula you can see. Right, auto sum button. We have already discussed about this. Okay, quickly calculate the sum values for these and these sides. Right. Okay, quickly calculate. Now auto sum, if you select auto sum, what happens now? Auto sum, you can see the sum of these values. That is 167. And if you select this one, 132, likewise, you can see that has calculated. Now even here, right now you can select, let's say if it is the sum, you can say alter plus C equals, right? You don't have to even click on this alter plus C equals, right? You can get the sum. Right now, this is the sum of these values, 212, sum of these values, 248. Likewise, you can calculate the auto sum. Right now, calculate the average values as the same way, and auto sum, auto average, or max, min, likewise you have. Just try to calculate these as well. And then if you want, you can go for more functions as well. And then you can get the sum. Right now, these are the formulas that you can work with that auto. Right. Then try out the auto average as well, how it works. And count numbers also try out quickly. Finish? Right. Then, right now we need to have the range of names. Right now, let's say here when you want to set of like now I want to get the sum of these cells, right? I want to get the sum of these cells, right? Then I have type equal sum, and then I have to select all these cells, no? Right? And then do it like this, no? But if I drag this, it changes, right? Now let's say I'm gonna drag into this side now. Okay, here it's fixed right now. Okay, now can someone tell me why this has not changed according to relative referencing right now? Why this has not changed right now when I drag this right now? I wanted to get the sum value here and then I want to drag it and then it won't change. And then tell me first thing why it has not changed. And the other thing is right now, if you say equal sum and then if you set the selection, the bracket was missing, no, equal sum and open bracket and then you have the formula. Right now tell me why it did not change when I drag it. Right now, in order to do that right now, here you can select, once you select a set of values, right? Now, you can refer these by a name right now. Therefore, it will be easier for you to use when you have a name defined. Right now, how can you define a name? You can select a name, you can select range, and then you can select define name. Right, then you can define a name. Let's say now, I'm going to say numbers, number one, num1, right? Likewise, I'm going to set. Now refer to this range of names. Right now, it says start with a letter of underscore, doesn't include space or characters, doesn't conflict with existing name in the workbook. Right now, do we have any names? Let's find out, is there any names defined? Right. Now there's one for print and no lyric. Right. No, there is no div name set for that. Right. Numbers. Why not? Okay, the num1. Okay, let's see why one, whether the one is not allowed. Number one. Okay, the number is not allowed, I guess. Number one underscore one also not allowed. Yes. The one is not allowed. Okay. Nums. Okay, I have a name called nums I'm gonna define. Right now, this is the name. Right now, wherever if I want to refer this now, I can say equals then you will, when you type num, right, you will get suggested nums. Right now, you can refer nums. That is the range you have selected. Or whenever you are going to get the count, the number of values in this one. Right now, if you want from here using formula, then you can select the thing, right? Likewise, when you have defined the name, you don't have to worry about when you drag changing the values and everything. You don't have to worry. Okay, define a name for this set and then see how it works. And thereafter, let's try out to define the name by the header. Try to define the name by the header. Let's see. Right? Now, thereafter, now if you want to set this name, this set as the month, right now you can use what? Create from selection. Then it asks create name from the values in the top row, left column, bottom row, right column. Like as you can see, there are values. Then I'm going to select top row. Then click OK. Then you can see when I select this set of values, it shows me what? The top row, P64. Right now, that is not the one I want to have. Right now, let's see. The Jan is not the one I want to have. So I have to select the month. Right now, let's remove this. And I'm going to select this by the month, including the month. Create from selection. Then top row, automatically selected. You can say there is a data set, or the set of cells has been defined as the month. Right now, this range of the values has defined as the month. Right now, unit sold, you can select this and you can select create from selection top row. Then unit price, you can create from selection. Right. Then you can see you have the names right now in the name sets defined already. Month, unit price, unit sold. Likewise, you can see. Right. Then when it comes to this using the formulas right now, if you want to use the formulas right now, if you want to use the formula, in a formula, the names you have used, right? Let's say the sum of the units sold if you want to get, then you can just type equals sum. This is unit sold. Unit sold and present. Unit sold, you can either select from here, or else you can use in formula, you can type equals sum. Use in formula, unit sold, you can get it. And if you want to see what are the names that we have used, you can say we have used months. If you want to refer numbers, if you want to refer to the unit price, see, if you want to refer the unit sold, likewise you can calculate. Right now, just think, is there a way to get the revenue calculated by here automatically by unit sold multiplied by unit price? Just think whether is it possible. Try out. We tried this now. What we need to do is now we have unit sold defined, unit prices are defined. Now here I want to select into this range that unit sold multiplied by unit price. No, I'm going to say equals unit price multiplied by equals unit sold and press enter. Automatically this get calculated. See how it works. Try out. right? Then did you try out that, how it works? Okay, and thereafter, auditing formulas also useful. Right, now let's see how the auditing formula works. Now here, when you have an equation set like now, if you have given something like this, if you don't want to use show formulas to see how the calculations has been done, right now you can see if you want to see this one total revenue, how the total revenue is calculated. If you want to see, right, let's say now you can select trace precedence, right? Then you can see, let's see, average revenue per order and response rate, number of responses has been multiplied together. Right now you have done this using trace precedence, right? Now, and also if you want to figure out what are the dependents of this number of responses, what are the dependents, then you can select this one is used for total revenue as well as total variable cost of order fulfillment. Right now, if I change this into 1,000, like for an example, you can see these values has changed. Right now, this value is directly used on the total revenue and the total variable cost of order fulfillment. Likewise, then you can see right now, if you change this value, what are the areas that going to affect? Directly affect. Right now, you can see the rest of the values also changes based on these values, but this is directly used in formulas in revenue calculation and this. Right. Then here, if you want to calculate total variable cost, how this is calculated, you can select trace precedence. Right. Now you can see this is calculated by this 36 into 1,000. Right. Now this is how you find out. Now total cost is calculated by right now you can see total fixed cost of printing 20,000 and then these together sum of these three. Right. Then you can see you can see this is how it has calculated. Right. Then the profit is calculated by, you can see total cost minus the total revenue minus total cost. Total revenue minus total cost. This is how the profit calculated. Right now, that is how you can use the arrows, right? And then you can select the show formula. And also, if you want to see how this works, evaluate formula, right? You can see auditing right now, profit is by L26 minus L30. What is L26? You can click step in. L26 minus L30. L26 is calculated by L26 calculated by L24 into L19. You can see like right now, then that is 1,000, right? And then 1,000 and into L19. Right now L19 is 60. Then 1,000 into 60. That means first one is 60,000, right? And then minus L30. L30 is the total cost. Total cost is calculated by, you can select step in. That is calculated by sum of L27 to L39 of these three. Then if you select step out, 81,000. Likewise, you can go step by step. Or if you want to quickly done, you can click on evaluate button. You will see how the values are generated. Right now, we can select evaluate formula and click evaluate to get the results quickly. Right. Otherwise, if you want to go step by step, you can go step in, step out likewise in order to evaluate the formula. Right. Now, let's say there is a watch window. Right now, let's say we have something called price or exchange rate. Right now, let's say here we have defined the exchange rate into like 300 something. Okay. Here. This is the exchange rate we have here. And okay, then I have in this cell here, if I have number of USD and let's say LKR, if it is let's say 1,500 USD, I want to get the LKR rate. Now that means that LKR calculated by 1500 multiplied by, in the editing formula, this, right? Likewise, you can see how this get calculated, right? Now, if we have something like this like in 2 pages, right? Now, we have in 2 pages, let's say like this, right? Then here, how this changes, right? Now, this changes when this value changes. If this is changed, right now, this automatically change. Right now, if I want to have a watch window, right now, how can I use the watch window? Right now, you can select add watch. Right now, you can select this one, add. Right now, here, you can select this. Now you are in here. If this changes to 100, like let's say, now value changes to 15,000. If it is for 500, then value changes. If it is for 200, you can see how the value changes in here. How you did that? Let me show you again. We have in a different sheet, like now this is the different, the place that I want to look at. So I'm going to select under formulas, I'm going to select watch window, add watch. Right now we have to select the respective cell and click add. And when you are in the editing formulas, right now, you can see how it changes. Right now, how it changes can be checked by this. Right? This is how you use the watch window facility. Right now, this is how you do the formula auditing. Right? And if you have any questions, you can ask. And when you're at home, I want you to check for these charts types. And then we're going to talk about these pivot charts and pivot tables next week after the functions, right? Then under the formulas, basically we're going to discuss about the basic functions. Now we have already done, right? Sum, average, max, min, count, those we have done. So we're going to talk about VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, those functions and index functions. And thereafter, we're going to talk about pivot tables and this kind of graphs, like now, how to create something like this. And if this is changed, like let's say female into 80%, you can see how this has changed, 10%, right? See how you can do this. Likewise, this kind of one, how you could create those things we would discuss. Try out this as well. Try to do something like this, and thereafter we will see how can we do this specific task. Right, now that is what we're going to do next day. Functions basically, and the charts, and then the pivot tables and pivot charts. Any questions up to now you can ask. Other than that, we will wind up for today.